right, getting you some big development coming in. The ED has raided 4 premises in Bhopal and Goa belonging to Sanjay Shinde, who had interest in a British Virgin Island-based offshore entity in whose Singapore account more than 31 crore rupees were deposited by various offshore entities. Their name came in the Panama Papers also. So look at the views, of course, be getting you those visuals also. I would like to go straight across to Shravan. Shravan, now this is a big raid. After the ED crackdown on Pooja Singhal, we are seeing more crackdowns by the Enforcement Directorate.
Well, in fact, these are two different links.
All right, beginning, Shravan, if you can hear me, tell us more on this breaking development coming in. All right, we're getting some trouble getting to Shravan Sen, but we will get him back. We can tell you that that right now the ED is conducting raids in locations in Goa and in MP, and this is in regards with Sanjay Singh, whose name had also figured in the Panama Papers. And also the authorities had been probing whether Shinde had actually invested money abroad or had created shell companies to evade taxes. We believe Shravan is back. Shravan, if you can hear me, get us the latest on this breaking development.
So in fact, there are 4 places where these searches are being basically carried out. In fact, this comes after the Income Tax Department had also carried out searches at Sanjay Singh Shinde's premises. In fact, the searches were carried out in Bhopal by the Income Tax Department. This was after offshore investments they had basically parked funds in banks abroad. Now, his name also figures in the Panama Papers. In fact, not just the Income Tax Department, but also the Enforcement Directorate is essentially probing whether Shinde had actually invested money abroad or he had just merely created a shell company to evade taxes. Now, it's important to point out here is that these tax havens are essentially used to evade taxes, and they can be floated with just minimal investment. And that is the reason why you see several of Indian businessmen whose names have figured in the Panama Papers. And keeping that in mind, after these names had figured in the Panama Papers, the Enforcement Directorate as well as the Income Tax Department had basically started an independent investigation. Now, just to put this into perspective, who exactly is Shinde? He's an Iron Ore Commission agent, and he's essentially into the import-export business. And he's a well-known figure in the mining business altogether, and he provides consultancy to iron ore.
Right, Shravan. Okay, Shravan, thank you for getting us all those details.